Hello, everybody. Hello, Diana.
Hello. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Yourself?
Good, thank you.
Good. I need to look at chat myself. Actually, I'm not even looking at that. Just going to very quickly fly down the list before getting started. So if everybody can please like, share, start your watch parties, etc. Sunny Cat, hi. Polly, hello. Sherry, Roy, LLC, Elizabeth Kane, Irene Takora, Debbie Bell Foley, Pat Ben Belt, I believe her name is, Kathy Graves, Kelly Nonalino, who's downstairs currently. She's not feeling the best today, so she's not going to join me on screen. But most of the time now, hopefully, you'll see Natalie sitting right next to me. Oh yes. Robert McNally, hope you're well. Lee Almark, hi. Michelle Gillespie, Hell's Juja, Kim Turner. I just seen somebody watching on YouTube. The chat's just jumped. Journey from the Spirit. Oh, hi. Anna Dameron, hi. Laurie Stang, Jamie Santana, Alan Wagner. And down this, Hera Regnia. I think it's Julie Palmer. Make sure I get everybody here.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Donna Palmer, Jessica Flory, Lynn, thank you for all your messages the other day. That was great, thank you. Tammy Streb, G McAllister, Kate Jones, Peter K, Devon Sean, hi, how are you doing? Okay, so if everybody can please keep like, share, and starting your watch parties, etc. And we get going in a moment. So Alan Wagner gets to the studio every time, then get bumped off. Unfortunately, sometimes that does it, but I'm not sure if it's StreamYard or whether it's Facebook. Unfortunately, so I think the best thing you can ever do is jump in, and as I say, we're picking people at random. So I'm going to post the link. If anybody does want to come on, I'm just going to get in the chat and share that. Well, sorry, I should say. There we go. Let me drop this down here. Look. So I'm not going to share it. I'm going to pin it. There we go. Kim Hansen, hi. How you doing? Keely Sears, hi. Katie Nelson, hello. Jennifer, hi. Debbie Bell Foley, hello. Shared hashtag Vibe Tribe. So, yeah. Devon Sean, she helped me find my missing kitty down. I'm heartbroken. Oh, Devon. I know the feeling. I left my baby girl behind yesterday with my dad. So, you know, my baby girl was with her granddad. My cat.
It's rough.
But, so yeah. So hopefully, Devon, you find her very soon. So, do you know what? Within 2 seconds of literally putting up that link and the studio. That's the studio. The studio filled.
You broke up on me.
I'm saying that within 2 seconds of putting the link up, the studio's filled.
Awesome. Hey, everybody.
We've literally got the studio filled. So anybody in the chat, if you're interested in a reading tonight, as I say, we're going to be putting out readings. Obviously, we've got. I'm going to get my words out tonight.
That's me every day. It's okay.
That's what it is. So if anybody wants to have a reading, please make sure you like, share, start, and invite your friends. Make sure you comment in the chat, and we'll look at using some of that at random. Sex says hi, shared, and now how is everybody?
Hi, Anna. Good, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I hope everything's good with you too. I'm excited we're all on. I'm excited for tonight or during the day where I am.
Yes, yes. It's 8:05 here in the evening in the UK, and obviously for Diana, it's 3 in the afternoon, I believe.
Yep, that's correct.
Cool. Brilliant. Right. So let me just have a little look. Right. So I'm going to jump into the studio for the first one, which because I saw that they said that they keep getting blocked off.
Okay. You there?
Elaine?
Oh, there you are.
Hi. Oh my God.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Let me go ahead and explain how I work, just because I didn't get to do that yet. So if you're new, welcome. My name is Diana. I do go by Good Vibes Cosentino. So I am a medium. I do see your loved ones on the other side, like I see me and you. I do see them in color. If they have a distinctive mark, or if you do in relation, they will show that to me. They will place me in memories that only you and your loved ones would know. If I'm not placed in the actual memory, it's like me looking down, like in a helicopter, very clearly I can see it. Also, they will always give me numbers. Don't worry about those numbers. This video is always up, so you can always go back to it. I don't want you to get stuck on the numbers. Also, objects. They will throw things in my face that I always repeat everything they show and give me. So if you don't know it right away, I'll say, don't worry about it. Come back to the video, because it is a lot. And then living energy. Anything you're going through around you, I'm going to pick up on it. It's your loved ones throwing that at me, like, okay, we need to talk about this. This is what's going on, and then bring it up. So that's how I work. I just want to introduce how I work, just so everybody does know if you're new. And what was your name? Okay, not a problem. We got it. We're okay. And what was your name, ma'am?
Elaine.
Elaine. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Okay. And all I do is I use my paper and my pen and just scribble, okay?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Elaine, I do have a male figure here that does feel like a father figure along that lines. There is and he's very like, we got it. And they'll mostly do this. They'll be in my face, like, okay, I'm here. And I'm like, I hear you. I can hear him. It's a very distinctive voice. The type of voice that if you're in a big store and let's say he was, all the way on one corner and you're on the other, you would know it's him. So I need to acknowledge, I also keep hearing something about dad. So I keep getting the number 12. So the 12 could be a birthday, a death date, an anniversary, or any date in December. Don't only think about your loved ones on the other side, think about your immediate family as well, as it will be connected. Don't worry if you don't know it now, okay? There's a lot going on, so forgive me for a second. If I start to stutter, I don't have a stuttering problem. It's them yelling in my ear as I'm trying to talk. And he's very like, bah, 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 bah. So give me a second. The way he does make me feel is my chest is very tight. When my chest gets tight, that is an indication that there has been fluid in my lungs towards the end. Also, he's making my heart palpitate, which could have been a prior heart attack, or an underlying heart condition. Again, this is not how they feel. Okay. Thank you for validating that. Again, that's not how they feel. It's just my way of connecting with them. I keep hearing a J name. So somebody with a J name within the family or that was very close, I keep hearing it over and over again. So I don't want to let that go. If you don't know who it is, don't worry about it right this second. What's his name? I'm sorry.
Joshua.
Okay, so I'm very connected to him with your son at the moment, and I'm going to get to that in a second, because when they name something that's so close, he's very connected. Also with his passing, with your father's passing, there's a lot going on, because he just went like this. And when they do that, it almost went so quickly. Everything just went so fast. But something, when they do like a slash mark, like I just did, like I clapped, something happened right before. So either that day or the day before he passed, that's kind of in connection with somebody that's living. So I don't know why he's doing that. That could be around his death date or birthday. There's some connection close to him. It's just validating things that are going through and that he's mentioning. Now, with this being said, I also need to bring up a birthday or an anniversary of some sort. When I say anniversary, that could be a death date or a wedding anniversary. We, however, we grieve over death anniversaries. They do not.
Right.
So I do need to bring that up because that's something else. He also just flung in a female, so he's not alone. But going back to Joshua, I'm very stuck on with this. I keep getting the third, which could be somebody's birthday, death date, anniversary, or any date in March. If you don't know it, don't worry about it.
Brother passed in March. My wedding anniversary is June 3rd.
Boom, boom. Okay, so the slish, just see how I'm mumbling? The slut, that whenever they do that, they clap. I'm very sorry for the loss of your brother as well. I know that pain all too well. I don't want any information. I'll bring it to you, and I know, and I'm very sorry for that. I don't want to. Okay, I do need to acknowledge, because their hands are in my face. So your brother liked to do a lot of stuff with his hands, like a lot. So when they show me their hands and they're dirty, it doesn't mean that they're actually dirty. It's just my symbol that I like to do stuff, meaning work on cars, like that type of, I'm a man. I'm not like on a computer all the time. Not saying that that's not a man's job. What I'm saying is that I see dirt and the calluses. So I did stuff outside or as a mechanic, either for fun. And I do a lot of this. So he keeps making me do, I am in all different types of dirt bikes, ATVs, and he's got this smirk off his face, I'm going to be honest with you, that I want to smack. And I know you know that feeling. It's just him being who he is. And I'm being stuck with your son Joshua again. They keep bringing up Joshua. So there's something around your son that they keep bringing up. So whether he's going through something, it's just their way of saying we see, we know, and our hands are over him. And look, everything I talk about today has nothing to do with COVID, because we're all feeling some type of way. Let's just be honest with that. But I have to take initiative.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry, excuse me. They're going back and forth. Give me 1 second, because I don't want to stop with this. Your brother, so with the younger soul, which would be your brother, taken too soon, I do need to acknowledge remember, you know how I said he's got this smirk on his face and I just want to wipe it off of him, but he won't let it go. So he's so proud. He keeps saying, I've been everywhere. And I'm like, I don't know what you mean by that. He goes, I've been everywhere. And I'm like, it's not just like a prayer card I see, right? There's more to it. So it could be in a newspaper. It could be a foundation of me. It could be something that was posted about him that moved and moved and moved. It could have been on the news. There's something I'm excited about, even though it might have been tragic, but he goes, I've been everywhere. And he's so excited. Okay, so whoever did this, I need to thank you, sis, first of all and foremost. I know that you act as if his mother a lot of the times, and I can understand this as, you're not my mom. Well, I'm close enough, and right. She did it, and I feel at times I let her down. And I'm like, well, it's not always that case, but we're angry at times. also just miss you. So I have to explain that everything I say to them, I will say out loud to you.
He
So
never got down.
so he has this macho technique about him that he won't. Okay, hold on 1 second. He won't. He's just a clown. He keeps making me laugh.
That's him.
Because if we don't laugh, we'll cry. I know exactly what he means by that.
Absolutely.
The 17th, he keeps saying, which could be a birthday, death date, anniversary. January 7th, I'm really not feeling because I'll dissect it, but I just remember I'm saying that.
Okay. I was hospitalized.
He's making me very dizzy. It's like lack of oxygen. I'm feeling. Excuse me a second. He keeps saying, "I'm in your house. I'm in your house." There's something regarding house, and he's not letting that go when it comes to you. And he keeps saying, "I'm in her house. I'm in her house," and I'm like, so I don't know if you have just something of his or actually him. There's something I don't want to let go of that he keeps throwing in my face regarding him. And then the relationship between him and Dad, I do need to acknowledge that they are close now. They are close. When it comes to how he makes me feel your brother, I do feel dizzy. And then I felt like pushed. And when I feel jerked, there's something that completely, it was very quick. Wrong place, wrong time. Wrong place, wrong time for everything. Like the timing just was completely wrong. But I do need to acknowledge also, Elaine, that he keeps showing me the symbol of texting. Now, my symbol for texting is either you have a text, you just talked to him, there was something you just saw, or it could have been a post even. I have to acknowledge this. Was this right before or that day? It's like constant, and I need you to know about it. So what was that?
Okay, so I was extremely, deathly ill for months, in and out of the hospital. He lived with me. The day I came home from the hospital, that morning I texted him because he wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
He was an extreme alcoholic, and he died from trying to go cook turkey in my house the day I came home from the hospital.
In your house, in your house, in your house. And that's why he's saying it over and over again. And I feel very dizzy. Normally they'll make me taste alcohol. I don't know if you watch me before. He is not letting me. Yeah, I thank you. I appreciate it. He's not doing that. It's like, we're not going to talk about that. And that's fine. But he was making me feel under the influence. He didn't let me taste it, though. So it was like, I'm just going to hush, hush. And that's where it comes. You're the mother figure. You're always like a mom. You were my mom. Like, no, you're not going to do this. You're not going to do that.
Right.
And again, he's broadcasting. He's all over around you. Not to mention, I know that there's been a little one that's running around, but I feel that there's more than just one, because that has something to do with him, because he's compelling me to the little one.
Absolutely. Look at this. This is his favorite right here.
Hi, Bubby.
Right before he passed, we found out that my daughter-in-law was pregnant, and they had asked him to be the godfather. And so he wanted to be called G-Daddy, but he never got to meet her. But we knew that he was with her and brought her here safely.
Correct. That's why I'm like in disbelief, because there's so much along the lines of he's the helper, and you always helped him. He is the helper right now, and anything he can do. So, like, when it comes to your kids, I'm watching over everything. And even though I had, I was a severe alcoholic, at first it was a closet. He was a closet one, and then it got beyond that, and we all know that. But it was you would do anything, go above and beyond for him. So that day in particular with you, how I feel really dizzy, I think I'm feeling more of the emotions of what you were going through at that particular time. And you still are. You're still trying to get to like some normalcy, of feelings,
I can't wrap my head around it. I lost my mind when I found out he had passed. I lost my mind.
I understand that, that I understand that pain. That I
knew
do.
because of Ricky.
And I'm so sorry for that. But he's coming through so strong to be like, Elaine, like yelling. And I don't want to yell because I'm very loud as it is. And so, but he keeps just saying your name over and over again. And then I feel like there's a nickname too, because he makes me want to say something else because it's not just Elaine. I don't know, like Laney. I don't know what he's trying to say. Like he's trying to
say that again.
He's making me call you a nickname, and they'll do that when I said Elaine, and then he's like, no, something else. So that's my indication. Laney.
That is the nickname that I was called my whole entire childhood.
He won't stop. He will not stop at all. Can I ask you one other thing? Because he keeps bringing up something towards him also. And I don't want to forget that with your father, because they are conjoined. And I know that there was a lot of tension going on, but it's not like that. It's not like that. And I do also need to acknowledge he keeps making me go towards, so like the kitchen towards the living room, and he's going, that's my stuff. That's my stuff. So there's something in relation to him that he's pointing out, which could be him or something of him.
He has a tub of albums that we went through not long before he passed, and it's sitting in my dining room.
Bringing that up. And I know he goes, look, I had what I had. He goes, I had what I had. He said, but all that mattered was that I had sis and the kids around me. And that's what brought him joy. He could stoop down to the kids' level. You know that. And that's how he's acting with me. And I'm like, stop for a second. Just, you want to shake him.
He was very vocal, very extremely funny. My two kids were extremely close to him. My grandchildren, he used to sit in the floor and play Barbies with my granddaughter.
That's what I'm saying. He would stoop to their level, and it was like nothing.
Absolutely.
Like, playing a video game. He'd still be playing a video game or a thing, and he'd be like, it's my turn now. No, but it's my turn. No, it's my turn. Like
that's
going back and forth. So it's just, I need you to know he surrounds himself around you, and so does Daddy. But I need you to know that they are okay. They're hand in hand, arm in arm. Like we're here. We're okay. Everything. It's water under the bridge. It's water under the bridge, and knowing that he watches over your health and also your children and the kiddos. That's the main thing, and
that always was.
He keeps talking about a dream. I don't know if you've had the dream yet with him, but he keeps validating about a dream. And I know that your mind is so distraught right now, but I do need to acknowledge the dreams that he does go into, because usually they'll show it to me. What he's saying is more or less, you have these dreams that come like post-traumatic, everything goes everywhere. And then you wake up like, what was that? And then right. That's what I'm not saying he's in it, but what I'm saying is it's this everything's everywhere. And then you wake up like I could feel him. Like I feel like he was around. I don't know, but like I'm questioning myself. When you do that, please note that is him. They will get clearer. I've only had one. So, I know he messes with a lot of things, and you have a lot to come, and that's where I'm getting at. You have a lot to come, because I feel like he would go to do something like, by the way, when you're done, can you get a chance to get up there and do this, whatever it may be. He makes me go like this, but I just need to acknowledge that he's around. And I know when you get very overwhelmed of that, wanting to just go hysterical, it's him hugging. That's him hugging. So it's not just the grief, it's you plus him plus you feeling him. And he needs you to know that overwhelming sensation of us feeling like we can't breathe, but we got to let it all out. That is him hugging you. So he does have his own ways. He just made the hair in my neck stand back, which they normally don't do that. He's messing with me at this point. So also he's 100% a character. He's very animated, like I said, very animated. So I'm very sorry for the loss of these two men in your lives. And I know you have much more. I do. For your brother, from a sibling to sibling, I am so very sorry. It doesn't matter. And I know taken way too soon, but know that you have a big one hovering over you. And I'm not gonna
a relief, because I'm struggling so hard with trying to wrap my mind around it.
I know, honey.
It's like I've never been affected by anyone's death like this ever.
Me either. It's because you lost your past, your present, and your future. It's all gone. It's wiped out. So how are you supposed to grasp onto that when at the end it's supposed to be us? You know, we're expected grandparents, parents, which still hurt. Don't get me wrong, but not sibling. We don't think about that. So when that happens, we're totally, half the heart is gone.
I feel like if I hadn't been so sick and I hadn't been in the hospital, I was in the hospital more than I was home for months, that maybe he would still be here today.
No. And that's what we do to ourselves, Lainey. That's what we do to ourselves, is we mind screw ourselves that way to think that, but it's not. He goes, what if I did it? What if I went right in front of her? What if I did it in front of the kids? What if I did? Right. So he's got so many different reasons. He said it was that time frame and I can't go there. I don't play God, but what I do repeat is everything they say. And that's what he's saying is it could have been much worse. It has nothing to do with you, not the stress, anything. You have to remember, I had an illness. I had a disease, just like you're sick, they're sick. And so with this, he's saying, you know, there could have been a lot of what if you found me in the driveway or in front smoking? You know, what if you found him somewhere where it was, you know, and with every curse comes a blessing. And I'm telling you.
Absolutely. Because he was upstairs by himself. My daughter-in-law is the one that actually found him. And the crazy thing, Diana, is we had been talking about my son Joshua about 30 minutes before she found him. So when she came to me, she said, I can't say it out of my mouth. I said, just say it. She said, he's gone. So I instantly thought it was Joshua. And I became completely uncontrollably hysterical. And my oldest son was like, Mom, if you don't get a grip on yourself, I'm going to have to slap you across the face because you're just losing it. And then come to find out it was him, but he was upstairs by himself with his dog.
But where he was loved. This is what you have to understand too. He was loved where he was.
Oh, he walked on water.
And that's what I mean. So he says, yes, and right next to my dog, you know, I have all of this. And that's why the J meme was very strong about your son, because it was a factor of everything. But he said, I was loved, and that household, everything brought me joy and love. And I had no control over my disease. Nobody controlled me. We've been through all these things. You know this together. In and out of places. There's nothing. It was at this point of we're going to live this way and we're going to live as a family. And that's the way he wanted it. So, you know, just remember where he passed is where he was loved and found by loved ones, not somebody calling you. Somebody couldn't do that to his sis. Nobody could do that to you.
No, but back to the text. I had texted him that morning and never got a response. I thought he was sleeping. And he messes with the air conditioner all the time, the air conditioning unit, the garage door, and the front door lock.
So I do electricity right away because he's very spontaneous. So it's gonna, he does it at times where you're like, knock it off already, knock it off. So it's getting to the point, but this is who he is. So he's gonna do that at times. TV, you finally get to sit down for 10 minutes, turn on the TV, and you're like, why is it pixelating? Why is it doing this? Well, I know why. So, so it's him of like, I got you, because that's all he did was play pranks.
Exactly. I keep finding white feathers.
You know that I am different. I do different things. So with the feathers, I have to be honest with you. He keeps going towards like a pillow or a pillowcase. I don't want to stop with. He made me write pillow or pillowcase. So I don't know where or what that is about. Whether you have it, or if it's still just where it is.
He had a little pillow that belonged to his comforter set. And because he was laying on the comforter when he passed, we couldn't give it to his mom because she really liked it. But I gave her the little pillow with his.
That's his way of thank you, and I know, and I see. So by him saying that was a validation to me of those white feathers is your brother. Because I have to get different signs and symbols from them because you know me, I need something different. So he made me do with the pillow for me to validate, okay, yep, you're right. So that's my way, and he thanks you for that. And he knows it's not easy to get it. Just like his albums, you keep them for your kids, he said. You keep them for the boys. You keep them. Yes. He's very stern on that.
Yes.
He is so lovable, and that's the thing that hurts so bad because he's got such a big heart, and it's almost too big for him. Where he didn't have anything, but would give anything that he did have.
Yes, he would. And when you said that he was everywhere, he always felt like he wasn't worthy of love. And when he passed, he didn't realize what a profound impact he had on everyone's life that he touched. So when he did pass, it was like people were just coming out of the woodwork. It was like Facebook just blew up.
And that's what I'm getting at is I was all over the place. That's the first thing I said to you was I know I was all over the place. And that's the thing, this self-doubt that they have is, I only go so far. Meanwhile, it's like, you're bigger than life. Do you understand this? And we can shake them to death and try to get that out of them, but they don't understand it at this time. At this time, they know, and that's why he's like, look at me now. I'm happy. He's going on of doing this, and he's healthy, and he wants you to know, there's no more coughing because I know I hear this cough, and I'm like, stop with that. He's like, no more.
He did it all the time.
No more. Good. No more.
Good.
So, that's why he does these things, and he wants you to know I see the love and feel the love. That wave just rippled. He said it rippled. And to hear stories that you never heard before, too, he mentioning, it's like I want to hold on to that dearly. So for Facebook messengers and stuff like that, I need you to know those are the things that I hold on to dearly. And I can relate with you on that too. Is, all the people he's just making me see that still are talking about him. Absolutely. In such good ways. And addiction doesn't, define who they are or were. And they don't see it at the time, unfortunately. But again, he never felt settled until he got to live with you. Until he was under your roof, where he's everywhere. That's when he felt, I'm settled.
I knew that I would. I knew that he would. It took a lot of events to occur, and he had to really hit rock bottom. But
Yeah.
he had lived with me years and years before, and I
Yeah.
kept telling him, "You need to come home. You don't have a life, but here you have a whole family, and you have all these children that adore you." And he was never happier
That's
than
what
when
I'm
he
getting at.
came home.
That you gave him that, and that's why he will forever be in debt to you with that. He just goes on and on about you and your household and all the love that you gave him, because for once, now years ago I was still not in the right mindset of that, knowing how to love myself. I know
Right.
people loved me, my family loved me, but I didn't know how to do that which he thought, but he did. He says this time when he stayed as a little bit older, he said,
Mhm.
"Oh, that was it." He goes, "I was a mush." He says, "I was a mush," and he was. He was.
Right.
He would do anything for the little kids, and at times I'm like, "Can you stop it? Like, knock it off. You're annoying them, and you're annoying me at this point." And he's laughing at me for that. He's
We had to threaten to take his credit cards and his bank cards every time he went out the door because he would come home with a trunk full of stuff for all the kids.
I'm getting at. That's exactly it. Bye. And it wasn't about him. It
No,
wasn't about him. And
not,
that's what you gave him. And he thanks you forever, forever. I need you to know he
I
will
think
forever be
I,
in you.
my everything, my soulmate, my person, I'm just telling you, I'm like the other half of me. I'm lost.
I
And
know, Lainey. I understand. My brother was my soulmate, and people like, I'm like, no, he was. He
yeah,
was. He might as well have been my twin, because I don't know how else to place that to you. So I completely, on a personal level, understand exactly what you just said. And now it's like, what do I do? Because we're so used to the chaos and go, and now that stops. So what do I do now? I don't know what to do now. I don't know what way to go.
who do I
And
turn to if I talk to you?
I completely understand that. And just know you can always contact me on that level if you ever need to talk, because I'm always here for anyone in that matter, shape, or form. And
I'm
I need to thank you for allowing me to read your brother. And I know your dad came to me, but the main thing was your brother was like, we're good. We're good now. We're good. So
love him so much. And I knew that he was trying to get to me, and I was getting frustrated because it wasn't my turn yet. It wasn't my time, and I just had to understand some patience. But I knew that he was going to come through to me. I knew that he was, because we were inseparable. So you don't know how much this has meant to me personally. And maybe now I can start to heal a little bit. And I have a personal reading with you in December, and I can't wait for that. I love you so much. You're such a phenomenal woman. There's no way that anybody in this world would know to call me. It's not on my Facebook. It's not anywhere.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you know that how you guys are just as much as my family as my family. I turn to you guys for everything, so I thank you, because it helps me, my own grieving process, to help you guys. And that's why I always thank you and your loved ones, because it doesn't matter who I'm reading. I'm able to read them. So
Mhm.
I thank you so much. And I really, it's going to have been the best for you today. And you were picked for that. Dan picked you for this reason. He did.
Will forever be indebted, because you've brought me back the joy and the feeling of love that I always had for him, and he always had for me. So I could never ever thank you enough.
Thank you so much. And just hearing that helps me with my brother. So I thank you. I thank you. And
Say
I'm always here.
appreciate your time, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm a diehard fan. As soon as your notification pops up, I'm like, oh, guys, when I got
Thank you, ladies, so much. Much love to you and to your family. Always here. I'll see you tomorrow, Mama. Thank you. Thank you.
See you later. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Another amazing evening.
Thank you.
Oh, well. So, just a very quick one for everybody in chat. I want to say hi to everybody who's joined since we started. And if you have a little look in the bottom left, I think that's the bottom left-hand corner. Bottom right-hand corner of your chat, you'll see a little green button there. If you want to subscribe to the page, it's $3.49 a month. Natalie and I are going to try and do a lot of additional content, specific lives just for supporters. Unfortunately, I've not worked out a way yet to get Diana in to do a specific supporters live. Not worked out a way to do it yet. Can't use StreamYard to get into supporters, unfortunately.
We got to figure it out. We got to figure it out. Yeah.
We will. So obviously, if anybody does want to join up as a supporter, just click the button at the bottom. And if anybody wants to be notified via Messenger whenever we're going live or whenever we have lives with Diana, etc., just send a message to the page just saying yes, and you'll get added to the list. So next up from the is Bev Jones.
Bev Jones. Welcome, Bev.
Bev, I believe you're still in the chat. I can see you shared it, and I haven't seen the comments. I believe you are still in the chat. I can see.
I'm sorry, you broke in and out for me.
Bev Jones.
Bev Jones. Okay, thank you. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure. Thank you, Bev. Okay.
So just in the chat, he was having a reading. If you can make sure that your responses to Diana, you just put it in capitals for me, and I can see it. And I'll make sure I share that onto the screen.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. I do have. Ooh. Okay, I do have to acknowledge there is a female excuse me. There is a female presence here that is very strong. There is a male behind her that's not really coming close just yet because she's the more of I'm the one right now. So this does feel maternal. When I say maternal, that means a mother figure, a grandmother figure, is somebody I looked up to like a mother. It could always be like my aunt is like a second mom to me, somebody that you shared stuff with and loved dearly. So I do need to acknowledge this. So the feeling that I'm getting right now, I'm going to be very honest. Like I said, the male is like, woohoo, but right behind her. But so I do have both of them. One of them is making me extremely nauseous. And when I feel nauseous from head to toe, that is a symbol that somebody has or had a blood disorder of any kind or cancer of any type. Now, this is really fresh. This is something that's really fresh because it's hard for me to even talk at this point because of the way that's making me feel. I keep hearing the 16th, which could be a birthday, a death date, an anniversary of some sort. So not only think about your loved ones on the other side, think about your immediate family as well. It's just their way of connecting. I do need to go into this just because it's getting, my eyes are starting to click as well. So you got something going on currently as well, because I'm feeling this is very, there's something that's very new. And when I feel such extreme, there's something that's either going on or this just happened. Okay, Ned. Thank you so much, love. I do appreciate that. And I apologize. It's very strong. Matter of fact, so strong that I can smell her. And she actually smells like my Nana. It smells like flowers, but it's not. I think my mom said she wore like Estee Lauder or something, like I don't know. But the smell, I can smell her. It's very strong. The male behind her is just peeking out. So I do need to acknowledge when my eyes start to click, that is my symbol that somebody had Alzheimer's or dementia, one or the other. And it's just my way of feeling slurry. There's a lot going on. I need to stick with Nan for a second because she keeps saying, Bev, Bev, Bev. So when they do that, does somebody share a first or a middle name with Nan in the family, whether it's you or somebody within your immediate family? Because I keep hearing her name, first or middle name, never last, never last. She is ready. It took me a second. Okay, so I only wear my wedding ring and engagement ring. It doesn't have to be that, but she made me smile on this one because she keeps yanking on my finger. Now, when they yank on my finger, that's my symbol. That's either she has the ring, one of her rings. It doesn't have to be a wedding ring. It could be any type of her rings. But somebody has something of hers. Either she has it or somebody in the family has it and there's something going on or it got lost. But that's something we need to talk about. Okay, perfect, because it's very strong in between how I'm feeling and what I smell. I'm like, ooh, she's like in my face, like, let's get this. I need to talk to her. I need to get on with it. She said the 8th as well, which could be somebody's birthday, death date, anniversary, or any date in August. So again, there is something connecting me to the 8th of any month or August of any date. What is around this piece of jewelry? She does not want to stop with this. She's going on and on. If you don't know, don't worry about it. You can always go back to this video. There is something with that. And then I keep seeing her handwriting. Look. Can I ask you something? Because she keeps making me write. Don't worry about it. You can always go back to it. I'm not worried about the name share either. You can always check if she was named after someone, because when I hear it twice, there's something with that. But I do need to acknowledge her handwriting, her handwriting, her handwriting. She won't stop. So when they place also the pen in my hand and I keep writing, it's either her handwriting or somebody is writing to her. But she keeps talking about books as well. I don't know if this is a journal or books. She's got a lot. I can see it in script. There's a lot of things in script. So I don't want to stop with this either because nobody writes in script anymore. And she's laughing over that. She's making me laugh. Okay, hold up. Something related to... There's something about hey, she's showing me an object, so bear with me on this. And she keeps saying crystal. I don't know if it's actual crystal or if she's just saying that it is, but I keep seeing it looks like it's a bowl, but there's something that could go in between it. So I don't know if it's a vase or vase or something with the, it looks different than a vase or a vase. I'm just going to say there's something, I wanted a piece of jewelry, but wasn't allowed a piece. Okay, so that's what she's bringing up, because that always means that when they put it in my hand and put it in the other hand, that means somebody got it, which would be you or somebody close to you. But she's aware of that situation and letting you know you should be able to have that. And that's why she's yanking on it. As far as this crystal, I can't let it go. It could be something that somebody had within the family and it broke, and everybody's like, ooh, I can take the book and crystal. I can take the book and crystal. Hiding. So she, as long as she has it, and maybe that's what she's bringing up is grab it and grab that. She is so kind and sweet. Speaking of this, I feel like you are here and then she is here. She does show me pacing back and forth. And when I pace back and forth, that's my symbol that somebody did take care of me financially or physically. Now, I'm also very hurt by someone in the family, not her, saying you. And she's going, I know what's going on and I'm letting you. And this could be part of the ring situation, but there's more going on. I feel like there's a whole, she's going to split down the middle. So I don't know if the family is arguing over some of her assets or belongings. And the other side's like, let everybody just choose what they want, because she was so giving. She's still very giving. I know, hold on. Okay, there's another thing that she keeps showing me. It's a little, this might sound very weird and everything out of my mouth sounds odd. I understand this, but she keeps showing me like it's a very small, it might be porcelain or out of clay. And it looks like it's an animal, and I don't know why she's doing that to me. So I don't know if she had this or if somebody in the family had it and made it, but I do need to, yes, I completely take okay. Thank you for validating that as well, Bev. I do appreciate that. This small object, I feel as if somebody made it or she bought it and people made fun of it in the family, like the family made fun of this, but I don't know why I keep seeing it. For instance, it looks like a black Pomeranian. It's like this small of an object, and it could be out of clay or out of ceramic. So I do want to bring that out. I don't know if you know what that is just yet, but she's showing that and shoving that in my face. She's not letting it go. Sorry, she's making me do different things. I apologize. She, in New York, what we call, she's a pisser, which means she's very funny. Every time I go to write something, she keeps making me laugh. She has a mind of her own, and she will never let that go. So what she said went. Everybody listened to her. And yes, I brought it for her. Perfect. So you're validating exactly what I'm seeing, because she's not letting that go, and I could not let that go myself. So thank you for validating regarding that. And she kept making me laugh over it, and I didn't want to stop because she was so vivid of what I'm seeing. On top of this, I do need to speak on her passing. And this is something that's going on through you. She goes, we need to clear this up. We need to clear this up. So whether this is you or somebody close to you at the moment, but she keeps bringing up with her passing, she has me like sitting kind of up in a bed, and then somebody is on the other side of the wall. And when somebody is on the other side of the wall, it's my symbol that somebody was unable to make it to quote unquote my last breath, or just missed me passing, was unable to be there. Who was that? Because that's something she needs. She goes, peace of mind, peace of mind, peace of mind, because it's going over and over. Whether she has an accent or not, she's hilarious, and I can't stop because she's very opinionated, and she's right. She's right on everything. I wouldn't come across her wrong at all. There's no debating with her. There's no debates. There's somebody that was unable to be there at that moment, and she won't stop with that. Okay, this is why Bev, that's why I keep repeating, like, this is got to be you. It's very strong, and that's why she's bringing it up, because she's going, we got to clear this up. We have to clear this up. First of all, it might make you think like, well, why did she pass in front of others and not me? I was unable to be there. She goes, you have your own things going on. And you always called, you always took care of what needed to be taken care of. And you need to remember that. I'm very close to her. I'm very close to her. For sure, she is straight talking. I'm very close to her. And this is something that bond, love never dies. So that never goes away. And what she's going is that, she goes, we got to get it out. You have to, I know that's easier said than done. I do. I know it's easier said than done. I need to take my own advice on a lot of things myself. But I need you to know that it's coming from her, that there's only so much you can do. You have your own stuff going on. There's only so much. And then you're thinking, oh, I could have just, been able to get there quicker, or, had the sitter ready, or, all these excuses. She goes, oh, I hear them up all the time. And she goes, you got to stop with that, because you of all people, I did not need you there hovering. She doesn't like hovering. And you know this from her. She's not that type of woman. She's very loving. However, she doesn't want everybody over her and just, sulking. She doesn't like sulking. And that's why she keeps laughing at me over everything. I do also need to acknowledge that she keeps, she has a child in her arm, and when they go like this and come back out, that it is my symbol that somebody had a miscarriage, abortion, or stillbirth. It doesn't matter which way or the other, that umbilical cord never goes away. So she is holding that child, whether it's yours, hers, or somebody within the family. I'm just acknowledging that for you. You don't have to say anything, but I do want to acknowledge that for somebody in the family. So the 23rd, she also keeps saying the 23rd could be a birthday, death date, anniversary, or February 3rd. Don't only think about your loved ones on the other side, think about your immediate family as well. And then she keeps yelling April, 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 April. So I don't know what April has to do with anything. She's just yelling at me about it. She's nonstop about April. She didn't want me seeing her like that. No, at all. She did not. And that's why I know that she goes, yeah, but you backtrack in your head all the time of woulda, shoulda, coulda. And she goes, but you already know the answer. You already know the answer. And she's straightforward talking. Okay. So just, there's certain things that she knows you're trying to not get it like in a wealthy way, but to have sentimental. And I feel that blockage, like I can't get through to get what's necessary. So for instance, like see how I have like a frame with it. It's just a frame, just, something that's framed. It's like, I just want that. And I'm getting blocked from certain things. So she's showing me what's going on. And it's like, can you just send it at least? Can you do something? And take them dates. My mom is April. Perfect. Thank you for validating that, because she was screaming it at me. So I do have to thank you for validating everything. You're doing such a good job, including that dog. I could not let go of. I'm very sorry. She's so up. She just wants you to know, like, hello, I'm okay. But she is aware of everything that's going on. And again, there's this frame that she keeps pointing to, and it doesn't have to be, that size. It can be a regular, normal. And it's like, this is all I'm asking for. I'm not looking for this. She knows that. She goes, I'm telling you right now, Beverly, out of everybody, is not like this. And I know that for a fact you're not. And that's what's coming out of her. That's coming from her. So who has 3 children total? So my symbol for children is that back of that bumper sticker where they have husband, wife, kids, cats, dogs. I don't know why that's my symbol, but it is. There's only getting to 3 children. So did she have 3 children total? Do you have 3 total siblings or children? There's something about 3 that I don't want to let go of. They could be from 0 to 100. It's just something that I have to get out, because there's more going on with that person. So did mom have just 3 of yous? Or did grandma or Nan have 3 total? There's something about 3. I don't even know what that is because I'm being forced to bring that up. No, at all. She knows that. And it's like I said, I want something as simple as me going into her house and remembering like a picture, like a small painting or, a decoration. And it's like, I just want that because it reminds me of her and I'm being blocked from it. She had 3 boys. Perfect. Thank you for bringing that up. She wouldn't stop with the 3 children. So when they bring up children, it's my symbol that there's something going on with that. And that doesn't mean all of them. That just means there's something going on in general. So with this, I do need to acknowledge that there's an R name. An R name I keep hearing, by the way. I'm sorry, I keep hearing that. I just have to acknowledge that also. Anything they say, I have to acknowledge. But with one of the 3 boys, something is going on with one of them in particular that I feel a sense of loss. So, exactly. That's Beverly, that's exactly what she's getting at with you. That's why she's saying it's as small as just a decoration. But with her 3 children, one of them is going through just more than the loss of mom. There is something with that household. She goes, there's a little bit of greed going on. So I don't know if that's the person that's the head executive or there's something going on where I'm taking control and not and blocking things. She's being very strong and opinionated about it. And she's saying he's going through a lot. And so when I say grieving, that's not just I lost my mom, but as humans, we grieve over everything. That could be a relationship, like a divorce. Your dad is Ron. Thank you for validating the R name. Thank you very much. It could be a divorce. It could be something going on with one of my children. It could be something with my job or house. So she is validating something regarding that as well. So I don't want to let that go. It's just her way of saying, I see, I know, I'm here. And that's her way of doing that. So I keep wanting to call him Ronnie, and I don't know why, but with your dad being Ron, she goes, he'll take care of it. He'll take care of it. And so I know he would. This may seem completely random also, but she keeps talking about lawn mowing. So I don't know about her grass. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if this just happened. I bring up everything and it may sound stupid, but you will know either after this, after we get off or later in the day, but there's always something together for a reason. Yes, my dad has health issues. Okay, so that's going on with dad. I don't want to stop with him. There's that sense of loss. There's a lot going on. And on top of this, I'm dealing with everyone. Perfect. Thank you for validating Ronnie for me. Again, they always correct me on names. They're like, that's not what I called them. So they always correct me on these things. So thank you for validating that as well. I know she's very strong. She will manipulate anything to anyone to get to. My dad is obsessed with his lawn. Okay, because she won't stop talking regarding your dad with the lawn. And I'm like, did he just cut it? Why are you doing this to me? Lawnmower. I'm like, did he do your lawn? I don't understand what's going on. But it's just her way of doing that. So he's got to stay focused more on his health. And I know he's not that type. It's like beating a dead horse. Like, come on, Dad, let's go. So she's like, oh no, I'm guiding him. I'm going to be guiding him. She loves and adores him like no other. I'm telling you now. And then the 9th, she just said, which could be a birthday, death date, anniversary, or any date in September as well. So just remember the way that I said it. You could always go back to this video. The major thing with her is to know when you smell her, that strong perfume smell, that is her. And she's a understanding and seeing what's going on and what's happening throughout the family. It's like one side here, the other side's here, and we're all like this. Yeah, no, Dad, Ronnie does not listen. She goes, he never listened. He never listened. She said, but it's like, I explained this a lot. They'll show me like a cartoon character of us pushing them and their feet are like, arr! That's exactly how it is. It's like pulling teeth, come on, just go. Just go. And my mother's the same way. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Ma. My mom's the same way. My birthday and my nan's is in September. Beautiful validation. And thank you for validating that as well. This is just everything I'm saying to you is a validation of it. Exactly why she's bringing this up. So I need to tell you what I see in the wall is what I wanted. A little something that's sentimental to me because I always saw it as a child or even as an adult that reminds me of her. I want. And it's not because of this. It's not even worth anything. She's going, just give it to her. Give it to the kid. Because she's calling you kid. Just give it to the kid, will you? So she is so inspiring the way that she handles herself throughout the end. Throughout the end, she handled herself. She would be like this, everybody would be around, oh, you look good, Ma. Oh, Nan, you look good, and then everybody leaving, she'd be like, oh, and then back to normal. She didn't want anyone to know, like, I didn't feel a thing, I'm great, but she was very strong mentally, and that doesn't go away. When you have a stronger mental hold and you have things going on within your body, you're bionic at that point. And that's the way. She is just of grace, literally of grace. So I need to thank you so much for allowing me to read your grandmother. And just remember the things that I am saying, because she is amazing. She's amazing. And don't think for a split second that she's going to miss your birthday at all. It's a pre-happy birthday. So you're going to have to let me know what she does for your birthday. Also, I'm sorry, one more thing. Yes, up until the day before. I know. I'm fine. I'm good. Everybody left. She'd be like, okay. So I do need to acknowledge also, she keeps showing me rocks. Now, I know that sounds silly, but there's a rock that I keep seeing. I don't know if it has a saying on it. Or if somebody painted it, but she keeps placing me with her with the rock. So that could be something that's by her in general, or if this is something she had outside. So just think along these lines, or something that you have done, but she doesn't want to let that go either because she keeps showing them to me. So I thank you so much, Bev, for allowing me to read your grandma, and don't forget that smell. You can't forget it. I know you smell what I'm smelling right now, and it's so overwhelming. It's like she's sitting in my lap. So remember the way I'm saying that also. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for allowing me to read such an outstanding Nana. She made me call her Nana.
Oh, brilliant. Bev, I hope you enjoyed the reading, and obviously you validated a hell of a lot there. But please, anybody who does get a reading tonight or in the future, please pop over to Diana's page. I pinned the link at the bottom of the chat, and you'll be able to go over there and leave a review.
Her green has a rock from me. Beautiful. Because I'm like, this is something to do with me. And that's her validating of what she saw, and she thanks you for that. That's why I bring up everything they say. The small book. I have to bring these things up because it's only stuff that you and your family would know, and her. And it goes beyond that. So that's why I might sound crazy to you guys, but I say everything for those reasons. So Bev, thank you so much. That's beautiful that she gave you that, like, I see what you did. So she's going to make it work of you getting something that I see is sentimental to me, meaning you. So thank you again, honey. Thank you very much.
Show you one thing very quickly. If we just pop back, validation from a letter ago, just saying I had to validate this very important time for our family. My birthday is 12/24, and my birthday is 12/24, and my firstborn son is 12/25.
Wow. Lainey, thank you so much for validating December. There's a lot of connections with December with you. That's straight on with my reading with you. Thank you for picking me. Aw, thank you. Yes, thank you, Dan and Nat, for that as well.
Oh, thank you, Diana. Amazing. So again, anybody in the chat, if you are interested in having a reading done, please make sure you share, like, and invite your friends. And I want a big shout out to Reva Meadows, who's as of yesterday is a new mod on our paranormal live streams group. There's now a new mod on there helping Tracy out run that page. And also, if anybody's interested again in joining as a subscriber, a supporter for the group, bottom corner, little green button, and you can then, obviously it's $3.49 a month, and you can follow us and content, etc. My brain's all over the place tonight. I can't get my words out.
In my world.
I do apologise if I keep cutting out, guys. I think the signal's a little bit funny tonight.
Yeah.
My PC's on Wi-Fi right now, so it should be okay, but fingers crossed I'll be okay. And something is felt.
How you doing, Patty? I want to call you Patty. Sorry.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm great now.
I'm so excited for you. I'm sorry, I didn't. He went in and out with your name, so I do apologize. I catch it now, though. It says Pat. So thank you.
Well, I couldn't understand him either, and all
I
of a
know,
sudden
I was like,
saw my face, and I was like, oh my gosh.
I know. As long as I can hear you straight, you're good.
All right.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Ooh, okay. Okay, mom. Okay, so there's a lot of moms going on right now. Okay. So I do have a female figure here that does feel maternal. And when I say maternal, that could be grandmother, mother, or somebody I looked up to like one. So I do need to acknowledge that individual. But there's something to do in relation to your mom. Like I can't stop. There's a lot going on right now. So it's just their way of saying we see, we know, we're here for you, and we'll do everything in the way that they can. And let me tell you, they can do a lot. They can do more than what we can do. So, okay. I'm sorry, give me another second because I got a couple feelings going on. I apologize. So I do need to acknowledge, you don't have just one loved one on the other side, and I'm very sorry for that. I have to acknowledge there's an individual here that keeps messing with my heart. And when I say that, there's something going on with my heart, whether that is an underlying heart attack or an underlying heart condition. There's something going on. It's like relating with my chest. I can't stop moving. So I got a couple things going on. So just bear with me as I sort everything out. This individual is separate than the maternal feeling. Obviously, the grandmother figure is somebody you looked up to like one. This is separate from that. This feels like a male energy. And this male energy is latching on to me like no other. Like, you are going to talk to me. Like, okay. All right, so I do need to get this out. Okay, so you know how I said I have this going on here? There's also something though going on with my head. So I'm going back and forth and like, what is going on here? So he went like this, and that's my symbol when two things occurred. One, I fell, landed, me were in the hospital, and then it's something that I never got over, or I fell way before, got checked out, figured out that there was things going on, and then I landed where I am. So there's two of something, and I'm not stopping because I'm getting, it feels like a headache, but it's like right here. And I don't want to let it go because the way he's making me feel. Excuse me. The 22nd, I keep hearing, which could be someone's birthday, death date, anniversary, or February 2nd. I do need to acknowledge that, whether it's with your loved ones or on the other side or your immediate family, but I have to connect that because it's like,
my parents' anniversary is December 22nd.
And what's so weird is they said, your brother, and I'm like, my brother has nothing to do with this right now. But my brother Sean's birthday is December 22nd. So that's what they kept doing with me. They always take stuff out of my own life. It's like he ignored a lot of the signs. I got to be very honest with you because I'm like, what's going on here? You know how I said my head is bothering me? Now my shoulder is bothering me. I'm like, what? Well, I don't understand here. Like, what are you doing? And again, this is not how they feel. You know this. It's just my way of connecting. And I know you have more here, so I could be feeling just bits and pieces, but it's like all in one. And the male is very like, and that's why what's the anniversary of their wedding day. That's something that's very sentimental. And
they were divorced when I was 11.
Correct. He
my
went.
mother and father are both passed, and I was estranged from my mother for probably 20 years.
Okay, so that explains to me why I kept hearing mom, 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 and then had that maternal feeling. And she's like, well, there is a grandmother here. I have a lot going on. And then your dad's like, well, she needs to talk to me because I conversated, I took care of. There are a lot of things that I could do, the best I could do to my ability for and to him. And that's what he's showing and bringing up. With mom, it's every right of the connection of them being passed. No matter how we pass, we're still with our loved ones, whether we ended up nasty terms or not. It's all we're all together. So I have to acknowledge it that way so you understand what I see and feel, because it's not like, going back and forth. It's not like that, which they can be sometimes, but it's not like that. With mom, there's a lot of wrongdoings. And there's nothing I can say to you to make it feel better, what she's saying. But what I can tell you is that how you grew up, she says, is beyond me. How you grew up into the woman you are today. She says, there is so many things. I keep wanting to call you Mrs. Is somebody a teacher in the family or works at a facility where somebody says, okay, because I can't stop saying it. So I have to validate that as well. Who is that?
I have a relative that's a teacher.
Thank you. As long as I can't, they will bring that up to no other. When I hear it, I have to say it. And that's my symbol for that. I don't know why. But with mom, she brings up things that, first of all, I need to talk about your childhood. Okay. That's one thing that she's making me speak of. And she goes, all I see you doing, Pat, is coming home and my head down and I'm going straight away. Like, I don't even want to be around the facility. mentally, I know it was not right. Not you, Mom. Mentally, there was a lot going on. And especially back then, I mean, you know, even today, it's not as easy either to decipher. But she has seriously dual diagnosis issues going on mentally. And I'm not going to use that as an excuse, she says. But it was very clear as you got older, like, she's very different. And it got to a point where you would get close, and then it was like she did something to hurt me. I'd be hurt. And she says, I'm so sorry for that. It was like a switch, Pat. It was like a switch. Because I couldn't believe it. Let's say what she shows me, for instance, this is what she shows me as you as a kid, right? She's in the kitchen cooking, and then all of a sudden, like, just a dish would be thrown. And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. What, you know, especially as a child, even as a teenager, you'd be like, I don't know, you know? So there were things that she could not control whatsoever. I'm not using that as an excuse, she says, but I am very sorry for it, because when we pass, we see everything from the moment we open our eyes as a baby to the moment we close our eyes when we're taken to our next chapter, which is in heaven, right? And she says, I have so much, there's so much I'm sorries. And she goes, I don't know how she turned out the way she is. I have no idea. And I said, well, I do. You know, and your father goes, you know, here like this. And I'm like, yeah, you're no prize, joking around with him. And he's like, that's right. He's really not no prize. But he did the best to his ability, to his acknowledgement. And he goes, look, I know you heard what he has said about her. I mean, I'm not going to go there with her. He goes, there's a lot of crazy moments. And I'm like, I understand that. I see that. They keep placing me in a vehicle, like a car, and there was like a snap on that as well. And there's so many things of these traumas and triggers that go through you still to this day, Patty. And I gotta get it out. And I know, look, I can't give anybody closure, but a little piece I can give. And that's what she's trying to do, is say, I had no hand in how you turned out. You could have went a dark road and been here years ago. That's not who you are. You didn't do that. You didn't choose that path, even though you could have. She says, you did it. You kept down in the books. You did what you had to do. You started your own. You just did everything the way that was right to you. It was like I'm watching TV or listening to a radio thinking that's how life should be, not this. And she's going through these things with you. So as you got older, you knew exactly what you wanted, how you wanted it, and what not to do. And if anything, that's our learning curve. Again, she's taking no responsibility for how you are today, because she has no responsibility in that. What she does say is, she keeps bringing up her family and how it was more of, go do what you got to do. Go do what you got to do. The door is open, and I know I'm young where I am. So there was a lot of things that she blames on her family for not getting her help, and I'm like, okay, I get it with her family, but you could have got yourself some type of help, but she didn't want it. Even if you had it in front of her, she would say yes at first, and then it would backtrack. And I can never get a straight answer out of her, ever. And that's what she's bringing up, is you even again, at one time, right before we stopped talking, it was like, Mom, it was like you really tried to get on her level, she says, and understand, what can I do to help? What can I do to change? Help you change, not yourself. And she would get on board, and then she would turn around and just, the only thing she kept showing me is like claw marks, like go completely out of this world, above and beyond. There's a lot of yelling in the household, a lot of yelling. And even to this day, you catch yourself like, you second guess yourself. You would never do it, but you second guess yourself of, is that something she would have done? She goes, you got to stop doing that. You are not like me. You are a better, you're just a better overall person in general. And I'm telling her, you're not a bad person or a bad woman. You just had things that were undiagnosed, and that even if you said, Ma, let's go to the doctors, get you on some medicine, she would have threw the medicine in your face. You know this. This has already been deciphered.
I tried to get her to see a doctor or a therapist when I was in high school.
Yeah, that's what she's showing me, you as a team.
And she absolutely refused. And to this day, I think she was bipolar. But
Yes.
at that point, bipolar was not a
No, ma'am.
condition,
No.
but she was like a light switch. And
Yeah.
I constantly would get backhanded or slapped for no
Pushed.
reason.
I mean, I'm in a small confined spot, and she just pushed me. Like I like, just to show me what you went through, and her continuously to apologize over and over things. I even see her breaking, like, I don't know what she yanked on. She keeps yanking on something. There's something that she broke. What did she break? Because she's apologizing, like,
She broke a lot of stuff.
above and beyond. It was anything that was, to me, something she ruined within like 5 seconds of it, or being hidden. I see a lot of, like, I'm gonna just put this here, and that's how she keeps saying, the way that she grew up to an individual. You were like 16 when you asked her to go to the doctors. I know this because I feel very young. I feel very, very young. You were a teenager, like mid-teen. And she goes, you even tried then because you knew something was right. This is before computers and Google, but you knew something's off here. You're 100% right. She had bipolar. There was things going on. She's got a manic depression. There's a lot going on here. And it got to the point where she said she couldn't deal with it anymore. And I said, there's no way she will ever blame you for that, because it got so overwhelming, to the point where I know even towards the end, I'm not thinking straight. I am not thinking straight. And I don't want you to ever feel that you could have helped me in a different way, because she would have always slashed you down, you know this, or did like, you're going. Nope. That's going to be 72 hours, and then I'm back out to what I'm doing. It just would have aggravated the situation so much more that you had to eventually go, I can't keep hurting myself and my family. I have to protect myself. And she understands that. And she, to this day, keeps repeating of the woman that you are. She says she grew up very rough. You grew up very, very rough conditions. Not just the mental abuse, the physical abuse. There's so much that when I get in your household as a childhood, it's like get home from school, as I'm approaching, it's like I gotta prepare, and I feel it, and that feeling never went away. Even certain situations that happen to you, she says, in your adult life now, that comes up, you'll automatically go to that feeling. And it's post-traumatic. It's post-traumatic. And that's why she's bringing this up, because she's saying, I caused it. I should have got help. Was she in a hospital before when she was younger? Do you know of?
Yes.
Okay. Because she keeps talking about that one time, and that's what ruined it all for her. Because she keeps bringing up that one time she was in a hospital for this, and it just ruined it for her. Like, nope, they treated me horrible. They said I was crazy. I'm out of here. And more or less, she was always number one in her own head, but that's not right. Correct. But what she's saying is, I always thought about you, because it's just, I couldn't get myself attached. She was always detached to everything, even herself. So how can she's saying, I don't know how I could give birth to this beautiful baby girl, and I'm supposed to protect. And you know this, Patty, you know this, that she's supposed to protect. And she goes, and I don't know what to do. Here you go.
She didn't want to have me.
Correct. And that's why she's bringing this up, not to hurt you, not to bring up triggers, which this is more of a healing situation that she's doing with you right now. It's to notify you of, I see everything I have done, everything. And I've seen everything you have done for me, even. And still, as your mother, you respected certain boundaries, and you didn't have to. You did not have to, but you did. And as you grew to be an adolescent and an adult, you carried this within yourself of, I am not going to let this happen to me, to anybody close to me. I will get them care right away, as you did for your mom back then, and tried, at least. And so she wants you to know right now that she has seen it all. She has seen it all. And for that, she is so very sorry. She can't take away the mental and the physical. She can't take that away. But what she can do is say everything that she told me that I'm saying to you, as I've seen everything, hun, that I've done to you. Every little thing. Like I said, I'm in a small proximity, and she's like this to me. I'm like, where did that come from? Up the head. I mean, really? And that's why I'm like, aching all over. There's a lot going on. Now I know why. So there's a lot going on with that. And it's more of not to hurt you. It's to say, I am very sorry. And she goes, I can't even say sorry enough. That's beyond. She says, but I could and need to tell her how much I do love her. I always loved her. It just couldn't. It was a detachment, and it wasn't her fault completely. It was a chemical imbalance that she had no control over. She didn't have control over her own life. And that's why your father's like, this is all someone else's. This is not to deal with me anymore. And again, he goes, I was no prize either. He said, but what I did was what I could do. And I know this. So from mom to dad, it was always something. It was always something going on. And she's apologizing for even today in your life, of the things that certain things will come up, and you're like, you go back to that, 6-year-old little girl, or 7 to 16, that feeling. And she's apologizing for that, because she says, I have scarred her, not only on the outside, but on the inside. And I was just talking about this earlier to myself, honestly, that we have scars that don't define us. They only make us a better person, because you, however, change. You go through what you want. You go through life as, how can I help you? How can I change this? And instead of being not a people person and just going, everybody out of my face, you're more of, I need help. I have to help this person. How can I help them? So it did the complete opposite to you. You didn't crawl in a hole. You came out of this. And that's something that's a learning curve, that you should be able to tell your story. And there's something along those lines of, you need to tell your story.
I started writing a book 2 years ago about how I grew up with her. And my goal is to get children to read it, so they understand it's not their fault.
Correct. And that's why she's bringing that up. You tell that story. You tell those stories. And she sees and hears when you write, she hears it, everything. And that's why she's bringing it up. And that's why I'm saying, you're to help others. and you're going to help others. You're the opposite. And not saying that your past had to be the way it was to do what you're doing today. You could have went a different way. Like I said, you didn't. I'm going to change this and let me do this right now. And as Deb said, write that book and continue to do it. There's something about 2. So have you been doing it for 2 years or, okay. So there's something of keep going with it because it is therapeutic. I know it hurts, but there's a lot coming out of every emotion. Everything you write down, every word is a relief. And it's everything you're holding onto on the inside. And you carry it right on your face. You carry it right on your face. Not like, an everyday thing, but you do. You carry it on your face. And that needs to be, you got to release some of that. And by you writing this book of what they're telling me, you'll help so many children. So many children. I know right now it's making you sick about today's world of how many kids are staying home right now. I know this. And that's why once you have this book out, there's something about this 2 period mark I want to stay with, but she's going November. So I don't know what November is. Just remember I'm saying it, whether there's some connection to November with your loved ones, but there's something about November.
I don't know right now.
It's all right. It's something you can go back to it. And I want you to always have November in your head because there's something on the lines of helping others. And so this book is going to give you a platform. And it's kind of what I do. So I have this ability. I'm able to help others through my own pain and grief. You're going to be doing the same thing. You have a book that's going to be helping other children not to feel crawled in a ball under their bed or under their desk, and not be afraid to go to their teacher or, a mentor, someone, anyone, they're able to speak up about it. So I need you to keep forward in that because it's very therapeutic. It's very therapeutic. And they're both bringing that up. They're both brought that up. But you needed to hear from your mother today at this moment for this reason. So don't give up on the book. You stay with it. And I know it hurts. I know it's like, it's bringing post-traumatic back. It's all bringing everything back. Like, it's like, I don't want to write this part. I don't want to go through this again. But you have to, because this could save how many children? Even if you save one. And that's something that nobody could ever take from you. Is your words.
Can I have my phone charger? When my brother was 2, he had spinal meningitis, and my mother was sick, and she kept going to the doctor, and they kept telling her she had the flu, and it ended up that she had appendicitis, and they had burst, and she ended up losing most of her reproductive parts and was told she'd never have children again. And then 7 years later, she got pregnant with me. And she told me many times that she never wanted
I don't want you.
No.
You were not supposed to be here. I don't know why you're put here. I have no idea. And it was more of, she keeps using words that aren't appropriate, but like a peasant, you're not supposed to be here, and you're going to do my dirty laundry. You're going to do my trash. You're going to do this. And if you don't, hell will be to pay. And then even if you did something the correct way, it wasn't to her standards. So
I never could do anything right.
Never.
Nothing was ever right with her.
But that's with everybody in the family. It's not just you got the worst. You got the brunt of it all. I mean, that your focus was, she was just had that target on your back, and it was day after day after day. That's why I see you with the book bag and I'm like, I don't want to go in today. Anything to stay after, can I do? I just avoided all areas as a child of what she's placing me in. And that's her going through everything, her seeing things that she didn't realize that, they see and hear everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the great. And she goes, "Hun," she tells me, she goes, "Hun, there wasn't a lot of great. There wasn't." She says, the only great was you still sticking by her of all these times until you were like, I'm done. I'm done being walked all over. I'm done being your dirty carpet. I am done. And it's almost as if, like I said, that detachment of mother and daughter, or mother and child even. And that's something that your dad could not accept either. Your dad could not accept it. Again, he didn't open his mouth, he says, I did not open my mouth, and that's where I was wrong. Because I didn't open
He
my
was
mouth.
a severe alcoholic. I taste it
100%. So
And
that's how he dealt with his own stuff. So you have him that's not there. You have her that's mentally checked out, and you have nobody to go to. But I do see your head down a lot in books. I do see your head down, period, even in school. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do bad. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to do anything. So I'm going to do it this way, that way. And that's why she keeps bringing up about the book. I'm telling you. And that's why she brought that up. That's why he's bringing it up. You have so many stories, even fights between them. There's ashtrays being thrown across me right now.
She shot him once right in front of me. They got into a terrible argument and was throwing things at each other, and she just walked into their bedroom and grabbed the pistol and shot him while I was standing there. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry for anything. This is what you have to let out. Don't ever be sorry for how you feel and what you've went through. Don't. That's something that you're trained to say. You're trained to, I'm sorry. You don't be sorry for anything of how you feel and what you went through. This is who you are. And it doesn't define you. It's your story. And that's what you're going to have. It's your story. It's not who you are today. You have such a kind-hearted soul that, like I said, you can have 10 kids over your house. You would. That's somebody who you are. Like, let me feed you. Oh, you don't have anybody to go to Thanksgiving? Come over. Come on. You don't hide in your room and get out. You keep going. And you want to just keep giving that love, because it's like, I didn't get that love, so I'm going to keep giving it, because everybody deserves it, including yourself. And it took you a long time to realize, I deserve this. Because I didn't have a male figure of that daddy-daughter love. So I really don't know what that feels and looks like. And then as for mother and daughter love, which is horrific, I'm not having that either. So now a male and a female, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. And then who's James or Jimmy? Who is that in the family or around you?
Jimmy was a next door neighbor that attacked me with a butcher knife.
There we go. Because there's another incident that they're bringing up, is the neighbor. And I'm like, his name is too loud for me to say it. So that's why I brought it up, because again, it's another incident that they let happen. And with your mother, with your father, I know how terrified you were, because it was easy enough for her to just turn herself with the gun with you. I mean, it was like she was completely out of it. And it's beyond that with Jimmy. It's beyond that with him as well. And again, it took you so long to gain trust from friends, from loved ones. You didn't know what love really was. And until you found that group of individuals that made me feel what I should have been feeling my whole life. So they're bringing that up. They're acknowledging that. And that what you can do is you give it out. You're the one that everybody goes to. Oh, Patty. she's the one that, she would make this. Yeah, she got this, and the family. And this is what you're about, who you are. And it became who you are. You could have been here and you're not, so it doesn't define you. And with this book, you have to keep me updated because I'll be the first to buy it. I really want to know when it's done, and I'm really sticking to November. So if you can keep with it, don't stop. I know it's very hard. I know at times it's like, okay, I'm done. I am done for a few months. I no more. But you gotta keep it, because the longer we drag it out, the longer it's gonna take, and it's just gonna hurt and hurt and hurt. What's gonna help is seeing how all these kids, even adults, are like, this happened to me. This happened to me. There's waves of different generations that are gonna come out, they keep saying. So just keep that in mind. And I am always here for you, always. And I thank you very much. And I'm so very sorry for your losses, but I'm glad that I had this experience with you today because you needed it. If I get a sigh, a cry, or a smirk, I know that they did, and what I did was my job. I'm just a middle person, and that's what that's about. So Pat, I thank you so very much. You're a beautiful person inside and out, and I love you. I really do. You're very welcome.
I appreciate it very much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm always here. You're stuck with me. I always tell people that. You're stuck with me now.
And I always watch you, so yep.
Thank you so much. I'm game on. We're good. We're the Vibe Tribe. You know that. So yep. Thank you so much. And just know, from my family to yours, you're part of it. You're part of it. Thank you. Thank you, Pat. Thank you so much, love.
Thank you, Dan.
I can't hear him. Dan, we can't hear you. Okay. He's like, I think he said 2 seconds or 2 minutes. I'm really good at reading lips too because I'm deaf in my right ear. So like, they say 2 minutes, 2 seconds. The color of your wool is beautiful in the back.
This
I love
is
that color.
my She studio where I come to grieve and sew and work, and
it's your area. It's yours.
When the door's shut, don't bother me.
That's exactly that's where I am right now.
Yep.
I'm like, no negativity, get out, even if there's no negativity, get out.
I had to make it bright to be
It's
cheerful.
Beautiful. I love that color. Love that color.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. You better keep going on with that book. I'm telling you now, or I'm going to harass you.
Well, and I am in the spot where I got to a point where it was hurting too much, and it's been.
I understand, and then I saw that. I felt it and saw that. Like, okay, no more. I'm done. No more. I'm done. I'm done because it's now it's controlling me for the next several months. Now this is all coming back up. But I know if we crack down and get it all done at a certain frame, then it's all done. And then you get to see the love and feel the outpours. And I'm telling you, there's going to be waves of from little to middle to adult to older ages. Everyone is going to be able to relate because you have so many things that I didn't even mention. More on Jimmy. There's things that I didn't mention, but there's a lot to go with it. So you have a story for everyone, and that's kind of where I get is that I can get down to everybody's level, unfortunately, and it's unfortunate for you too, because we can relate to so much, even though it's so hurtful. But when you connect with somebody, and I know you do, when you connect with a person and they understand exactly what you're saying and how you feel, you're like, I'm not the only one. Like I and then it's easier for me to speak about. It's not just a therapy session, and this is more to it. And she just did everything, your mom, to apologize for it, but she wanted you to know certain things that occurred and that she was aware of now. Not then. It was never then. And like your dad, he was like, I'm no prize. I'm no prize, he says. He keeps talking about a motor home or motor. I don't know. There's something about motor he keeps talking about. Motor? I don't know.
He worked 42 years for General Motors.
Oh, okay, perfect. Because I'm like, motor what? So perfect. Thank you for validating that as well. I'm like, I can't go on.
Yeah.
What motor what? So that makes sense. Perfect sense of that validation.
Yep.
That's why. Oh,
you're back. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Pat, again.
I have
much love to you.
With you in December.
Perfect. I'm excited. I'm very excited. All right. So November. Remember, I say November, and then I'll see you in December when we have a session. Beautiful. Perfect. Thank you again so much.
Thank you.
We love you. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you so much for coming on and being so patient in the studio. And hopefully we'll see you on next time as well. Much love to you.
Thank you.
All right, love. See you again. Bye-bye. Wow. That's
why I always say, you hear from your loved ones, and that's why I have sessions that use it as therapy monthly, weekly, every 2 weeks, because you hear from your loved ones, and then you also hear what's going on or what has happened, traumatic incidents to even good. But it's healing in every way. And that's why I always say it's like therapy, and it's cheaper than therapy. Let's be honest with you. And we all can use it. We all can use it because we're all hurting in every way, shape, or form. So that's why I do it. And that's why I do the lives, so people get a little taste of like, who's this, to see how I work. So again, I thank you so much too for allowing me to have another opportunity. The third time.
I know. I'm a bit conscious of time for you, Diana. I know you've got a reading booked, haven't you? How long have you got until
6 o'clock is the reading.
So that's about an hour?
Yes.
Okay. Are you all right for one more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Studio. Okay, so unfortunately, guys, we are stacked in the studio still, but we are running so short on time. It's 5 to 10 here at night. We normally finish up at 10 latest. So I'm just going to bring one more person on screen now and for tonight, but fingers crossed next time anybody else will be able to get on. So, Josie.
Hi, Josie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, beautiful, good.
Josie, I feel like I recognize you.
Hi, Dan.
She's a vibe tribe.
Oh, all the way. I was going to put my T-shirt on.
You shut up. You should. Oh, so sweet. All right, let's go ahead and get you. Josie, thank you so much for watching, coming on Dan's show as well. I know he appreciates it, and new followers just as much as I do. So thank you very much.
All the time.
Okay. Okay. So. Okay. So there is a female figure that could be maternal, could be a mother figure, grandmother figure, somebody I looked up to like one. Oh, I always say like my aunt is like a second mother to me, but I have to acknowledge this. Why are you worrying inside your household right now? She goes, she's a worrier. She worries. Now, nothing I'm talking about is about COVID. So get that out of your head right now. But it's like, I don't know what's going on here. I feel like one of my kids, is one of your children or somebody trying to up their level in either schooling or where they're working? Like, it's like, I'm like, trying to grab that ladder.
Yeah. It's always about my daughter. She's in university.
Daughter. Okay. Daughter. Okay.
Yeah. Always worrying if she's going to get her doctorate.
Stop worrying. She's going to get her doctorate because I see the levels of everything that she's doing. This is very random, and I apologize. But, everything out of my mouth is random. I keep getting shown a yellow school bus. So when I get shown a yellow school bus, that could be somebody was a bus driver in the family or it used to be. I don't want to let that go, whether it's somebody with me or the family in general. Also remember your spouse. Don't let, certain things go. It won't leave me. So I'm driving something bigger and I know I'm doing this. So if you don't know it, just remember I'm saying that. Because it's really strong.
Can it be related to my job?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. What's your job?
I'm an early childhood educator.
Perfect.
So it's not school, but.
Yeah, I'll give you credit on that. Absolutely. You know how I am. I'll either say, no, that's not it, or yes. So, excuse me. It's just your loved ones bringing everything up to date. And look at you. Look, your daughter is completely different how you were, right? We're all different. So you're like, I don't understand. What have you? I feel like she's lingering, and I don't know what. I'm afraid that she's not going to get everything on time. She will, and I promise you for that she will. But with you being a child educator, it is like being me hearing the misses, me hearing miss. That's my symbol for that. You've always been in touch with everyone and you make sure everybody's okay before you're okay. That's always been you that you can't get rid of. And I'm not just talking about kids, I'm talking about friends, family. I mean, you could not be feeling good and somebody else is not feeling good and you're like, can I get you anything? Meanwhile, you're not feeling good. So it's just, that's the nature of who you are. I keep hearing the 9th. So the 9th could be a birthday, a death date, an anniversary, or any date in September. So don't only think about your loved ones, just in case, think about your immediate family as well, but I have to connect either the 9th or September.
I have 3 dates in September.
Go, Mama, go down that real quick for me.
I got married in September. My stepmom's birthday in September, and her death date is in September.
There we go. So the maternal feeling that I am feeling, that would be her. It's not grandma. It's not nan. It's not anything in that nature. I need to bring her up right now. There's a lot of things. Who has the M name within the family? An M sounding name.
My ex-husband.
Okay. Yeah, because she goes, she did so much for him. She can go on and on and on and on. I'm like, we're not going there right now. We're not doing this. Meanwhile, I know that she has watched, physically she has watched, and then spiritually she has watched. So she knows a lot of things that was hush hush. I do need to acknowledge, though, I'm sorry. Janice? I don't know why I keep hearing this. Janice? Sorry, hold on. Bear with me. I'm hearing a lot going on. So I keep hearing the name Janice, which just hold on to, and then Nancy. So I don't know if Nancy's somebody's first or middle name, just like Janice, first or middle name. And those are very names that are not common. So I keep hearing those two names, whether it has something to do with your loved ones or even friends, but I can't let that go. And if you don't know right now, don't worry about it. You can always validate it later. but there's something to do with them as well, because your stepmom's the one that's going about it. She's the one that's telling on me. The 21st birthday, death date, anniversary, or February 1st, you know, I'm not really feeling February 1st. So just remember the 21st.
Okay.
She keeps showing me, hold on, sorry. She's showing me an object, so give me a second. I don't know why she keeps. So she keeps showing me a photo, and the photo, it could be framed. So I'm going to, she's tapping on a photo that I have. So somebody for my wedding gave me and my husband a gift that says David and Diana in the sand with a male and female feet. It's not even our feet. I don't know where they got this gift from. I have no idea what it is. But she keeps tapping on like with the water, with the beach. And I don't want to let this go because I'm that type of person. I know that I am. I feel it. I feel warm. I feel this is like my serenity. This is where I'm supposed to be. That's her word, because that's a big word for me. So that's her word, not mine. She is going on and on of this nature, and that picture I don't want to let go of. So if you could just remember that I'm saying I see in sand, there's something in relation to with your stepmom, and I don't want to let that go. And I can't let it go. I can't let it go.
It's
There's no.
it's
Go
in
ahead.
sand, or she was member of the Legion, and it was right by the water.
Okay. That's all I need. Okay, so that validates that, because I'm like, why am I seeing this? So let me ask you, did they do something in honor of me at one time or another? Because she's with this, and that's why she's tapping on with the beach part of it. It's not the name, it's not the feet.
Her funeral was there.
This is why I bring everything up, Josie. You understand? Because it had nothing to do with the photo, but it was a long, let's talk about it to let you know, but there is something there.
Yesterday, I just framed her photo.
Come on!
I did. I just did yesterday.
And that's why I do and say these things. And I know I sound crazy, but I do it because everything they show me and say, I have to say it in the way that they show and say to me. And all she did was tap on it. And I'm like, you know, that's.
It's right there. It's right there.
I cannot believe that. And that's why I say, nothing your loved ones could say or do, they always shock me, always, no matter what. And not for everybody, you know, and it's just truly amazing. So she's watching everything go by, and with her funeral being that that describes her to a T. A T. And for all I know, those two names, it could have been somebody I worked with at one time. There's some connection with those names that she won't stop with.
I think those were her friends' names.
Janice, right? And then Nancy.
Yeah. I think they were very involved in her.
I can't let it go. And when it's straight on names, I have to say it. So just remember, you know, that you can always go back. Dan holds up the videos also. So, and it'll be posted on mine as well. But I want to make sure, because there's that, thank you, that level of respect as well. Everybody respects her, but I also am so compelled, like, I want to know you. I want to know her. She wasn't an evil stepmother. You know, she had her wild like I just want to be close to her. I just
Yes.
want to be close to her. Like I can connect with her like no other. And so she's talking about my hair, and she goes, "Why is it up in a ponytail?" I'm like, I don't know why. She goes, "You need to take it out of the pony. You need to take it out of the pony." Like, I don't know why you're doing this with me right now, but this is how she is. No, you take it out, and when you brush it, like when you
She was always complimenting. Always complimenting.
She
everyone.
has her own style, her own ability. That's why with my nails, she's like, "I love your color, love the color of your hair." She goes, "But you need to let it down so you can see it." So that's who she is. And
That's who she is. Yep.
by you just putting her photo in the frame is exactly her saying, "I see, I know." And you have done so much on her behalf. The 14th, she just said, so that could be somebody's birthday, death date, anniversary. Don't only think about your loved ones, think about your immediate family as well. She's just bringing up certain things that I'm so proud of everybody around me and how they treated each other with level of respect. And that's always been your nature. Even you didn't have to, and you didn't have to, but you always did. And that's what she thanks and loves you so much for, because you never were like, "Well, I'm not dealing with you." We had such a great bond.
We did.
And speaking of bond, the level of care that she shows that you did for me, and you even think to yourself, "I should have done better. I could have done. I wish I did." She goes, "Stop it. Stop it." She goes, "Because you've done everything that I would want." Where my funeral was, because not all of them attend to their viewings or their funerals. She did, because she wanted to know who was there. Yeah, that's how I knew where the beach part came in. That's how I knew. And so that's her way of saying, "I wanted to check on how I looked. I wanted to check on different things, whether it was open or not. I needed to see." So she is, that's who she is. She will never change. And there's little things. So she keeps showing me, so I have this, and this came up the other day in a session that I had, so my brother used to wear a St. Christopher or St. Anthony necklace. And she keeps pointing to it. I wore it for his anniversary and I didn't get to put it back. So I have it in my office. And she keeps going, "Mention that, mention it, mention it." So it looks like this. So it could be on somebody's keychain. Where am I going? And I'm so horrible. It could be on somebody's keychain or they wear it, but she's not letting it go. So I have a St. Christopher and St. Anthony. She's not letting this go. So just remember.
I think she had it.
Double check to validate, how I am, because it will drive me crazy.
Yes.
Not that she will or you, it's just in general. Like, I see something, I have to say it. So I do want to acknowledge that. But on top of it, she keeps complimenting me on, so my aunt makes me these bottles that have like jewels all over it. And she keeps complimenting me on these bottles. And so they look like this. They're very shiny and they have velvet all over it. And she's like, "I love them. I love them."
That's so her. That is so her.
So this is why I'm bringing it up, because she won't stop, and I'm like, I'm trying to focus on different things, and she's like going around my room tapping on everything, and I'm like, I know the style you like, I get it. She's like, "But I can't stop." She goes, I need you to know. Did you speak to her or speak about there's something about you and speaking, whether you wrote something or you said something. But so it was either at the funeral or in private. There was something that I need you to know. So I don't know if you even got to say it or write it, but there's something that she's saying, "I know, baby. I know, baby." She loved and adored your entire family. Your entire family. This is not a woman I could hate at all. I mean, you know, it's just that love is very, it was instant. It wasn't forced. She came in at a time that was like, oh, you know, okay. So it was just, it couldn't have been any better. And she goes, I did not pass in vain. I did not. I know how much I instilled in each of you, of you. And you all have your little giggles and moments with me. But when it comes down to it, there's this, either the speech or this letter I can't get over, whether it's vice versa, her to you or you to her. I don't want to let this go.
When she was passing, when I went to, she was not recognized.
She wasn't coherent, or yes,
and all of a sudden she looked at me and she had these big blue eyes and she just stared at me forever, and she loved wine. And I said to her, I said, one more for the road, Pat, before I left. And because that was her saying, my dad.
That was her saying, one more for the road. One more for the road. One more for the road. One more for the road.
Yes. And I would say, you have one up there for me.
Did you recently just say, there was something about her in what you said? So with her passing, you said just one more for the road, Pat, one more for the road. Because she won't let it go. She's just validating everything you have done, and you could be like, you know, but she was such a close maternal individual in my life that how could you not? And I want to grab onto her and be like, can I put you in my pocket? Like, I want you here. You know, she just has, and she's funny, she's energetic. I mean, even towards the end, she was energetic. So when she stopped, you were like, this is not good, because I know exactly what's going on right now. She says, but I need you to know also that she is moving around properly because she's dancing. She's doing this, she's dancing, and that's my symbol that she's able to move the proper way, because it really bothered her that she was unable to move the proper way, like even move her legs or her upper torso. It's just, everything's just bothering me. She goes, oh, I can move, and she's doing this with me, and I feel like I've had too much wine, to be honest with you, when I'm doing this. So it's just her way of bringing that up. She's an amazing soul, and will continue to do things in that honor of knowing, thank you for where you had me. And the way that she manipulated me to say it is crazy. So you need to go back to this. And then also, whose birthday just passed or is about to come up? There's something, okay, wishing her. She says, happy birthday, baby girl. Happy birthday to my baby girl. My baby girl. Happy birthday. So wishing. Oh, she will always be her baby girl, always. And that light is just surrounded. That's why she's like bringing up your daughter like, enough. But because she knows the way she's going. And I know it's that constantly like, okay, is she going to get this done? And then she's going to get a job. And then is it going to be the right job? Is she going to change her mind? And is she going to have children and all this? And she's like, slow it down. Slow it down, Jose. Slow it down.
Jose, that's how you would call me.
That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm saying it that way. So
nobody calls me that but her.
That's why
you call me Joe, and she would call me Jose.
Jose.
Oh my goodness.
They always correct me on how we're supposed to be called, how they called us or how we called them. They always correct me. So that's why I was like, what else do you want from her, Jose? I don't know what else you want from her. And that's how she would be speaking. She's very animated. She is a lot like me, to be honest with you, with animation and how loud I can be. But she's she's just so sweet at heart. And I gotta tell you, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a gambling thing that she keeps doing with me. I feel like there's something in a circle. So I don't know if it's a bingo thing. There's something that's in a circle that she keeps doing, and she's not letting that go. So
She used to play darts.
okay, so it's darts, because I'm like,
Yes.
it's not moving. I don't know what this is, but I had to acknowledge it. So it's just her way of like, you know, I'm
Yeah.
doing this, and again, I'm doing what I want. So she's a trip, and she always will remain that way. So I need to thank you so much for allowing me to read her. She really uplifted my spirits, and you know, I will get very energetic from them, or it will be the opposite. And she just went whoop with it. So I need to thank you so much, Jose. I do. I really do. She sees everything. You're very welcome. I love you to death. Thank you so much for being on here.
Thank you, Josie.
I will be on tomorrow. I will.
Sounds good.
Tomorrow. And thanks again so much. I was hoping she would come through.
That perfect. And you know, it's not what you want to hear, it's what you need to hear. So for her to come through was a beautiful match. Beautiful. So thank you for that, and knowing that you put that picture in that frame. She just knew that.
I just did that yesterday.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. You're the best, Diana.
Thank you so much, Josie.
I want to say thank you and bye-bye to Dan and Mama D too.
Yeah, Mama Deb's on somewhere. Yeah. Thank you. Much love to you.
Thanks, Josie.
Yes, tomorrow.
Bye. Good night. Wow. So obviously another amazing reading. So again, anybody who has had a reading tonight, please make sure you follow that link at the bottom of the chat.
Please.
Give Diana a like and a share, and make sure you leave her a little note just to say thank you as well. And we've come to the end for tonight. It's flown by tonight.
It has flown by. It always flies by. It always does. It always does. I don't shut up.
My job's so easy. I just sit here and don't do much.
I thank you so much, Dan, for allowing me to be on the show for the third time. It is just it's my pleasure, and I enjoy it. And I love that I'm able to speak to you know, your crowd as well, your viewers. And I really enjoy that, because I don't get to have that either. So it is my pleasure as well. And the Vibe Tribe knows to follow you and to like you as well, because they're getting to watch you now, because it's part of it. So we're trying to figure out how we can get all of us on. But I thank that so much, and your viewers are very, very nice, and I would do this all over again and again. I really truly thank you.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Oh, you know, yeah, we'll figure it out. We got it. I'll be back for a fourth time. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm hoping 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th time.
You got it. We're on a schedule right now. We're on a schedule. Got it.
Right, guys, thank you very much again to everybody. Remember, obviously, if you want to join up as a supporter and support the page itself, bottom corner there, next to the thumbs up, you can press the green button and become a supporter. It's $3.49 a month. Hopefully, Natalie and I will be out at the weekend. Fingers crossed. We've still got a lot going on. Obviously, Nat's been a bit poorly today, so she's not feeling amazing. So, fingers crossed she'll be fit and raring to go by the weekend. And so, again, massive shout out to Diana. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan.
Your mum and also the other mods in the chat. And I'll see you in the next week or two.
Sounds good. Perfect. I hope Natalie feels better. Thank you again so much. Thank you to all the mods that moderated everything. I do appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon, very soon. So much love to you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Good night. Goodbye.